Newsletter March 2024. Is it permissible to build temples in Abu Dhabi? Last month, Ghamidi Center received a question regarding the construction of temples in Abu Dhabi. It was asked whether it is still impermissible for non-Muslims to have permanent residence and build their religious sites in Arab Peninsula. Hassan Ilyas recorded the answer. While answering the question in the light of the teachings of the Quran and Hadith, he said that in his point of view, the construction of any type of idolatrous worship places in these countries is an impermissible act from a religious perspective. Our Prophet, upon the guidance of our God, has specifically designated the Arabian Peninsula for monotheism, so permanent residence there is only for Muslims. Only the religion of God is there, which will be evident with its symbols. No one else is allowed to establish their worship places. This answer consists of two parts, which can be viewed on the Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Presentation Day in Sunday School. Last month, Ghamidi Center Education Committee organized the first presentation day for all levels of Sunday school on February 3rd and 4th. More than 170 individuals participated in it, including students from 18 sections, faculty members, parents, and guests. The event was well received by the attendees. In this competition, students presented their presentations on various topics, and prizes were announced for the students who showed the best performance. The winning students from the first day of the competition included Ahmed Nadim, Anaya Khan, Safia Rahman, Iman Rahim, Linta Usman, Shan Imam Ali, Sharik Syed, Sharik Siddiqui, and Fada Sahil. The winning students from the second day of the competition were Ramiza Fatima, Arman Shahzad, Zaidan Khan, Duran Ayub, Mohsen Abdi, Iman Kuram, Syed Adil, Waiza Arshad, Zaina Sadat, and Zainab Ali. Worship and Self-Purification. The article titled Worship and Self-Purification by Syed Manzoor al-Hassan was published in the February 2024 issue. In this article, he elaborates on worship and how it enhances the closeness of a person with Allah, resulting in the purification of the soul, that is, through worship, self-purification achieves its perfection. He writes that the most important form of worship is prayer, which purifies a person by distancing him from sins. Although zakat is spent on social needs, it remains a form of a worship. It is a portion of wealth that purifies the giver along with the wealth. Fasting is a special worship of self-restraint and divine obedience, aiming to attain piety. The worships of Hajj and Umrah symbolize the struggle against Satan and signify success in that struggle. Sacrifice is also an expression of worship to Allah, and its purpose is to thank Allah. As a result, piety is cultivated within a person, which eases the way to attaining Allah's pleasure. Defining the word Tabin. In the sessions of the video series, What is Hadith? Held last month as part of the 23 objections, various meanings of the word Tabin were discussed. While exploring the concept, the question also arose whether the concept of specification, editing, alteration, addition, and abrogation are included in the meaning of the word Tibyan or not. Furthermore, the instances in the Quran where the word Tabin is used were also discussed. Additionally, responses to objections raised regarding the opinions on the meaning of the word Tabin by Javed Ahmed Ghamidi were provided. The recordings of these sessions can be viewed on the Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Mohammed Amjad visits Ghamidi Center. Last month Mohammed Amjad arrived in the United States upon the invitation of Ghamidi Center. Mohammed Amjad is a student of Javed Ahmed Ghamidi and has been associated with him since 1988. He is also the author of several books and the founder of a website called Understanding Islam. During his stay at Ghamidi Center, he will participate in various academic and intellectual gatherings and will also tour different cities in the United States. Additionally, he will record a special series in Ghamidi Center's studio on Ramadan. Weekly Quran and Hadith lectures. In February 2024, during Javed Ahmed Ghamidi's live Quran and Hadith lectures, the lessons on Quran covered verses 33 to 41 of Surah Bani Israel, while the Hadith session discussed the topic of elegance in dressing and arrogance based on various hadiths. These sessions of Quran and Hadith lectures can be viewed on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Naim Baloch arrives at Ghamidi Center. Naim Ahmed Baloch has been associated with various projects initiated by Javed Ahmed Ghamidi since 1981. Currently, he is working with Ghamidi Center as an editor, scriptwriter, and researcher. His purpose of visiting Ghamidi Center is to conduct recordings on different topics and present various projects for the future. His visit extends from February 21 to April 1. The Business of Education. In his article titled The Business of Education, published in Urdu and English versions of Islamic US, Dr. Shazad challenges the common misconception prevalent in our society that turning education into a business is not a commendable practice. Criticizing this notion, he argues that people generally believe that teaching and education are prophetic professions, hence they should not be monetized or considered for financial gains. However, the reality is that the task of the prophets was to convey the message of God to people and impart religious education, not to teach scientific, social sciences, and vocational skills. He writes that it is regrettable that due to the lack of resources, standard education cannot be provided. According to him, the solution lies not in demanding sacrifice from private educational institutions, but rather in improving resources and the quality of government schools. This article is available in February 2024 issue. Religious Freedom in India and Pakistan. Last month, Muhammad Hassan Ilyas gave an interview to a TV channel in India, during which he was asked about religious freedom in India and Pakistan. Expressing concerns about religious freedom for Muslims in India, Hassan Ilyas stated that Indian Muslims do not have the freedom to practice their beliefs freely, and there are many restrictions on Muslims in terms of state, society, and law regarding religion. He also mentioned that both Pakistan and India have not fully embraced the principles of a nation-state. The recording of this interview is available on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Islam Study Circle. Dr. Shazad Sim conducts sessions under the name of Islam Study Circle, where various religious, ethical, and societal topics are discussed in the light of the Quran and Hadith. These sessions consist of 3 parts. In the first part, a topic is selected from the verses of the Quran and elaborated upon. The second part involves discussions on selected prophetic traditions. In the third part, a passage from the Bible is discussed. At the end of the program, questions related to the topic are also answered. These sessions are conducted in the English language and recordings of these sessions are available on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Maulana Islahi's Daily Activities. In the recent episode of Hayat Amin, Naim Baloch writes about Maulana Amin Islahi's daily activities after embarking his professional career. He mentions that Maulana woke up at 3 in the morning and engaged in tahajjud prayers before immersing himself in reading. He spent 3 to 4 hours teaching at the madrasa every day. After Zuhur prayers, he often went to Maulana Farahi's room for discussions on various Quranic topics. During the evening, he played football or volleyball. On days when there's no opportunity for sports, he took a walk for an hour after Asr prayer. He went to bed at 9 in the evening and refrained from sleeping during the day. This article can be read in the February 2024 issue of Islamic, America. Lectures on Miscellaneous Topics by Dr. Shazad Sim. Under the banner of the Lessons of Life series, Dr. Shazad Sim recorded 4 lectures in March 2024, with the following topics: Everything is Good, Remembrance of Allah, The Sword of Moderation, and The Trial of the Rich. In addition to these, he also delivered lectures on humanity and successful marriage. These lectures can be watched on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Religious Discourse of Change. Under the auspices of Ghamidi Center, a series of discussions titled Religious Discourse of Change is ongoing in the weekly question and answer sessions. Last month, discussions covered topics such as manifestos, claims, and practical implications of religious, revolutionary, and political groups. Recordings of these sessions can be found on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Teaching of Albion and Mison in English language. Last month, Dr. Shazad Sim conducted 5 lectures in English on Javed Ahmed Ghamidi's Quranic interpretation Albion and his book Mizan on Islam. In the 4 sessions of Albion, verses 224 to 260 of Surah Al-Baqarah were discussed, while under the series of Mizan, a lecture titled The Social Sharia addressed issues related to divorce. These lectures can be viewed on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Audiobook of Albion under the Ghamidi Center's Tazkir Bil Quran project. Last month, the recitation and translation of verses 1 to 55 of Surah Al-Ma'idah and Surah Al-An'am were presented. The translation by Javed Ahmed Ghamidi was read by Shah Nawaz, while the recitation of the Quran was presented in the melodious voice of Mashari Rashid Al-Afasi. Each week, a new episode of this audiobook is released on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Ask Dr. Shazad Sim. Ask Dr. Shazad Sim is a monthly live question and answer session where Dr. Shazad Sim addresses various religious, ethical, and societal issues that arise in people's minds. In this session, people can ask their questions in both Urdu and English languages. The recordings of these sessions can be viewed on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Knowledge and Wisdom with Ghamidi. Knowledge and Wisdom with Ghamidi is a well-known program on Dunya News Channel Pakistan, which has been airing for many years. It is recorded on a weekly basis and broadcasted every Saturday. The responsibilities of hosting are carried out by Hassan Ilyas. In February, 1 program titled Question and Answer and 3 programs titled Fundamental Elements of Islamic Culture were aired. These programs discussed topics such as preservation of chastity, preservation of ranks, servitude, religious sensitivity, teaching of cultural traditions, flaws in the educational system, and the significance of prostration in reverence. The recordings of these programs are available on Ghamidi Center's YouTube channel. Issues of parenting, youth, and marital life. Mr. Shazad Sim conducts online private counseling sessions with people every month. In these sessions, individuals seek advice from Dr. Shazad Sim regarding various personal and familial issues. Last month, people consulted Shazad Sim for solutions to issues related to parenting, youth, and marital problems.